I am Eleanor Dixon, a MercyFirst mom. I was not planning on becoming a foster mother, but when I decided that I want to become a foster mother, I knew right away that I would not want to give back any of the children whom I take into my home. So that was made clear to the people at MercyFirst. And they were good enough and they were kind enough to accommodate my wishes. So this little girl needed someone. She has special needs. As a matter of fact, all three children that I have presently are special needs children. They are all special needs children, but they are wonderful. They are wonderful children to work with. My journey with MercyFirst began 6 years ago when I received a little boy by the name of Mr. as a foster child. Mr. remained in my home for almost 2 years before his paternal grandfather decided that he would like to raise him. So Mr. was removed from the home. Shortly thereafter, I got Aya, who was then 3 years old, and her brother Jalen, who was just 2 years old. Aya is now 8, and Jalen is now 7. About 2 years ago, I also received a little girl by the name of Hope. When I first came to MercyFirst, I was asked if I would take this little girl who had been going from home to home, from home to home, and this little girl's name was Hope. Over the course of the years, I lost touch with little Hope until about a year ago, I was asked again, would you mind taking little Hope? So now I have little Hope. She is 10 years old and she's a wonderful addition to the family. 18 months ago, I was also asked to take a little child. He was then 2 months old, by the name of Namari. He is a wonderful, wonderful, happy little boy, and he is not up for adoption. I wish he were. But at some point in the near future, he should be going back to his mother. I have 4 daughters and I had 2 sons. My second son, who was also a doctor, passed away 4 years ago. So I have 1 son remaining who is a jazz musician and a contractor. And I have 4 daughters, 3 are registered nurses, and 1 is a doctor. One of the daughters, one of the nurses, is also a foster mother. Both she and her husband are adopted a little girl from MercyFirst at 2 days old. Now she's a wonderful year-old, doing all sorts of wonderful things and making us all happy that she's a part of us. Jalen is mischievous, but he's also an excellent caretaker. He takes care of me. If I'm sitting down and I want to get up, he's right by my side to lend a hand. That's a wonderful thing. He wakes up in the mornings and he comes into the room and he says, "Good morning, Mother Dick. Would you like me to do anything for you? Would you like to have something to eat? Would you like to have something to drink?" And those are the special moments that you can't buy. You cannot buy those moments. And those are the moments that make you so happy, that makes you want to just take them and embrace them forever. My mother and my father has 16 of us. 9 brothers. I have 9 brothers and I have 7 sisters. And very, very, very caring people. Absolutely wonderful, caring people. And we are all, my dad said something to us once when the question was brought up. You have so many children, what are you going to leave for them? My dad's reply was, a good education. A good education. And he kept his word. He educated all 16 of his children. My mom has a wonderful saying. She says, I have 9 sons, and not one day did a cop come to my door and knock. Not a day. And I have 9 sons. Out of those 9 sons, she got 2 doctors, she got 4 lawyers, she got 2 judges, she got an oceanographer, she got a statistician out of those 9 boys. And out of the 7 girls, she got 2 teachers, 1 a doctor, she got 2 nurses, and she also got an office manager. So they did quite well as parents, and they brought us up rather strict, but with such loving care that we couldn't help but impart it to our children. As far back as I can remember, for my mom, the Mother's Day memories that I have is a whole host of children waking her up with mariachi band, because we live in Belize, Central America, and mariachi band, and after the mariachi band is done, then we have the orchestra, because my brothers are also musicians. So the musicians would come 5, 6 in the morning and wake up the entire street. The mariachi band would come and wake up the entire street. So when Mother's Day comes, Mother's Day is not only a grand time for us and for my mom, but also for all the other moms that's around the neighborhood. I belong to St. George's Presbyterian Church. That's in Brooklyn on Marcy Avenue, Marcy and Gates. And we have a wonderful priest there who has been involved with MercyFirst for quite a while, from what I understand. So he had been badgering me for a very long time. Mrs. Dixon, you're a kind, you're a wonderful person, you're accustomed to children. I know that you would do so well with the children at MercyFirst. Why don't you come in and see what's going on and see if you like it? So I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off, because at retirement I wasn't prepared to get myself involved in anything else other than just sleeping and reading. Sleeping, reading, and traveling. So after I got enough of his badgering, I said, all right, I'll attend one of the meetings. So I came in on a Saturday. I sat in at one of the initial meetings. I met 2 of the most wonderful workers, and they explained what the program was all about. And the other parents, some of the other parents who attended the meeting, also stood up and gave their impression of what MercyFirst was all about and what the children was all about, and the joy they received from fostering or from adopting children from MercyFirst. It was so compelling that I decided, then and there, that probably this is something I would like to do. Probably I really don't want to just read and travel and sleep. And so immediately, I didn't have to think it over for a day. I didn't have to think it over for a week. I signed up immediately. And it's required that you take, I think it's a 6-week training course so that you can familiarize yourself with what goes on with the fostering of these children and what's required of you and what the city and the state requires of you and what you should require of MercyFirst. And after the training was all over, immediately thereafter, I was called and was given a child. And it hasn't stopped. And it has been the most edifying, the most wonderful experience that I have ever had. So much so that everywhere I go, I talk to young parents, older parents, retired people. I said, you know what? Probably you would want to think about fostering a child or adopting a child. And it's not something that you think about readily because, you know, there's a great deal of work involved. But if you love what you're doing and you are serious about it, then it doesn't become a job anymore. It doesn't become a chore. It becomes just a loving day-to-day experience, and it gives you an opportunity to do for these children, now that you're retired, now that you have some extra time, now that you have some extra money, to do for them what you didn't have the chance to do for your own children. So it's a wonderful thing to do, wonderful. And I have been able to get at least 4 parents to come in and foster right at this moment first. It's a wonderful thing to do. The children are beautiful, whether they are special needs children or non-special needs children. They all need someone to care for them. They need a loving home. They need someone to just let them know that they matter. The wonderful thing about fostering is you might think that you are doing for them. It's just the opposite. They are the ones that are doing for you, because the foster children that I have at home right at this moment and the adopted children that I have right at this moment make my life a pleasurable one every single day I wake up. Every day I wake up, it's something new. It gives me such a spark, such a wonderful spark, such a wonderful life. It's hard to explain. From the MercyFirst moms to you, happy Mother's Day.